Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee, here each and every day exploring this thing called life. So I thought I'd talk about winners and losers today. Thought that would be a great topic. And I'm going to do it from the perspective of the science of mind, that we teach the law of cause and effect. And based on that, we teach the law of cause and effect, and we believe that there's a cause for every effect. Guess what? Winning is easy. Winning is easy because you always succeed at whatever you focus on. Our problem is not one of being successful. Our problem is one of what kind of success are we experiencing? You can be successful creating an unhealthy body. You can be successful at creating a lack of abundance. You can be successful of not having a good relationship. Why? Because your predominant thought patterns create that experience. So in technicality, everything you create consciously and unconsciously because it's a direction of your thought. Ergo, winning is easy. You win. Whatever your thought patterns are, you're winning that. That's why thinking is the greatest gift that you and I have. The greatest discovery was that we can think and that the sum total of our thoughts create a mental atmosphere or our inner belief structure, and that creates our experience. And here's the key thing. That which creates that experience does not care what you're thinking. It doesn't decide whether it's good for you or bad for you. It simply gives you who you are being. Now, the good news is just because you have a crazy thought, you're not going to get that because it's the total of your thoughts. It's your belief structure. And vice versa, just because you think a thought of health, but you've got all this other baggage there about unhealth, doesn't mean you're experiencing health. The work at being successful at a designated outcome that you choose is you've got to do the work and build a belief. Yeah, thank you, Real. I was taught to pray for a deity out in the cosmos too when I was born and raised as a Catholic. I don't buy into that philosophy anymore. I believe that the power is within me. I believe that the infinite created everything out of itself, meaning you and I are created from it. Ergo, its mind and our mind are the same mind. Its creative power is the same creative power we use. And so we use that creative power through the power of our thought. Pretty simple. And do you know what gives thought its power? The emotion behind it, the feeling behind it. So think about this. When you get angry and you have angry thoughts, is there a powerful emotion behind it? Mm-hmm. Is that going to create an experience faster than if you just had a thought with no emotion behind it? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to want to create something that's great, that you've chosen to create, you've got to attach a really highly elevated emotion, one of gratitude, one of love, one of joy, one of abundance, one of connection, one of beauty. You see, the emotion that we've got, that's part of that thought atmosphere. The thought atmosphere is not just the thoughts, but what are the emotions attached to those thoughts? So let me ask you this question. Yesterday, just think about yesterday. What thoughts did you have that had a negative emotion behind them? And then ask the question, what was my experience for that period of time? Was it what I wanted or was it something different completely? Bet you it was something completely different than what you wanted. You see, You can choose to attach a feeling with a thought. And you can choose what feeling it is you want to attach to that. For example, when I first got married, we did not have a good relationship with my mother-in-law. And that's both my wife and I. I had to change the feeling that I had around my mother-in-law so that she didn't own me. You see, she owned me if I had a negative feeling because every time I saw her name, every time I heard her voice, everything, I would go into a funk. I had to change the feeling I started that my mother-in-law was neutral to me. I had to look and say, I had to bless her. I had to bless her because why? She brought my wife into this world, and without her, I wouldn't have the wife that I have. So I had to create a different emotion that I attached to the picture, to the sound, to the words, to the image of my mother-in-law. And when I changed the feeling I attached there, I had a whole different experience about her. And it reflected in our relationship, and our relationship got better. Sherry says, I've learned my emotions predict my day. If I'm in a good mood and a positive perspective that day goes fabulously, and vice versa. And Sherry, here's the key question. Who determines your emotions? Ooh, that bites. Because you determine them. We determine our own emotions all the time. So we are responsible for the type of day we have. So what kind of emotions are you picking today? I don't know. You can tell by me. I feel pretty damn good. Well, yeah, I did. You know why I'm sort of shaking? Can you tell that I'm shaking? Well, I did my cold dip in my cold tub about 15 minutes before I got on, and it went down from 58 degrees to 55, and 3 degrees is a lot of degrees. And I stood in for 3 minutes. Ooh. Yeah. Laura, you're absolutely right about talking to your friend about that. I mean, if you have an ex, like this girlfriend of hers has an ex-husband, be grateful. He gave you the 2 kids, 3 kids, whatever. Here's another thing about an ex. They brought you clarity of what you want next in a partner. An ex means you were also very powerful because it wasn't serving you, and now they're an ex. That's a conscious decision too. There's so many ways to be able to look at life and build new emotions behind our thoughts. I know, for example, every time Agape gets a gift, I express gratitude. Every month when we have our board meeting and we go over the financials for Agape, we start off blessing everything. We attach a high emotion of abundance to the work that we do. And it's amazing how it shows up for us. You can do the same thing. You may have a job that you dislike, but don't put that emotion behind it. Know that that job's right now bringing you money. That job's allowing you to live the life you're leading. That job may be giving you clarity as to what the next job is. You can change your perspective on anything if you just take the time to see it outside of its current box. And that current box is one that you created about that event. Again, we always succeed at whatever we are doing, because whatever we're doing, we're creating the energy, the words, the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions around it. We are creators. But what I want to say to you, isn't it time that we became conscious creators? I leave that with you. Know that tomorrow is Healing Saturday. If you'd like to join me for a healing session where we're actually going to do work on 3 people, And I'll teach you how to do that. It's at 11 o'clock Central Time. So please, oh, wait a second. 10 o'clock Central Time. I apologize. 10 o'clock Central Time. You can find the Zoom link at agapespiritualcenter.com. Yeah, you keep giving thanks, Diane. Love it. All right. 10 o'clock. Love you all. Make it a great day. Take good feelings with you. Otherwise, examine it tomorrow and see, was I successful? And the answer is, you will be successful. Until next time, aloha.